This is not a church. Oh my God. Hi, I'm Paul Tape, host of Corners of Niagara. On this week's episode, we are in the beautiful Silversmith Brewing Company here in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Virgil, Ontario. Today, we're going to talk about beer, religion, food, beer, and just basically more beer.
Turning the church into a functioning bar and brewery was a bit of a project. The brewery got added on. Our original idea was to put the brewery in the church, but the engineering was going to be ridiculous. Because the building was built in 1894, it's an old stone foundation, field stone foundation, not really built to take the loads of full tanks of beer. The bar itself was a barn, probably built around the same time as the church itself, just around the corner.
So besides brewing the beer on the premises here, you're also a functioning pub.
Yeah, because we really want to encourage people to sit down and enjoy themselves, we've got to feed them. So we arranged a relationship with the Tide and Vine Oyster Company out of Niagara Falls, run by Mike Langley and his wife Kat. And they do a small menu of really specific items that pair nicely with the beers. They do some baked chicken wings. The raw oysters obviously is their specialty, some sandwiches, and two styles of German sausage.
We've focused on kind of the opposite of that yellow beer. Our flagship is a Schwartz beer. It's a black lager. It comes from what was Eastern Germany.
So you brew your own beer. You can come here and drink the beer as a pub. You can eat here, you do festivals, and you can also get takeout beer?
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about being a brewery in Ontario. If you make beer, legally you're allowed to sell it out of a retail store, which is nice. So they can come directly to us whenever we're open. We'll sell them beer out of the retail shop.
We make a Bavarian style wheat beer. We make some red ales, but generally speaking, we're always trying to come up with something new and interesting. So about every 2 months or so, we do have a new beer come out.
So Matt, for the uninformed, we see some shiny stainless steel kind of cow udder vats, and we've got some old school looking brass kind of Wizard of Oz looking type vats. Tell us what we're doing right here today.
So we're brewing beer today.
Okay.
And the way the process works is essentially you take malted barley,
Okay.
you crack it open, and you put it in a big kettle, add a whole bunch of hot water, and that allows the proteins and sugars that are trapped in those grains to get leached out.
The delicious goodness that creates the beer.
Delicious goodness that eventually a living organism called yeast will use to turn that liquid into beer.
So you're telling me that yeast is a living organism. All these years growing up, eating all my breads and drinking all this beer and drinking wine, yeast is a living organism.
Absolutely.
That's not the first thing I've had something living inside my body.
Back to the National Geographic Channel for you.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode here at the Silversmith Brewing Company. I'm Paul Tape. See you next week on Corners of Niagara.
Cheers, Paul.
Cheers, Matt. May the Schwartz be with you.